back to Book and Candle. Today, on this little tutorial video, I wanted to show you how I had taken a few items that I had lying around the house, like an olive oil bottle, and I turned it into something interesting that I can use to decorate my house with for Christmas. There are a couple little DIYs that you can easily do with white spray paint and basically water. Yeah. So enjoy it. If you like more of these DIY videos, just let me know in the comments below, and then subscribe to this channel so that you can be a part of this family. I hope you have a wonderful holiday and Merry Christmas. Okay guys, so what I did was I filled up my pot with some water. I put it on the stove, and you want to heat it up really good like you're making a cup of tea, and then you're going to pour water into all of the bottles that you're wanting to get labels off of. However, the red bottles here, those labels were actually built into the bottle, so I only had a couple labels to actually peel off. But as you can see, with the hot water inside of the bottles, it heats up the adhesive on the back of the sticker, and it just peels right off after about 2 minutes of letting it set. And then I used a little paint thinner, and it just took a little bit of that adhesive off that was left over on the glass. Then I took a hot glue gun and I wrote words out on some of the bottles. So on one bottle I wrote joy, on another bottle I had hope, another bottle I had love, and then another bottle I had peace. And then I kept a couple other bottles kind of plain because I wanted it not to all have words on. I wanted just a few words and a few plain white bottles. So yeah, they turned out really good. But yeah, you want to do the hot glue before you start painting your bottles. Then what you want to do is you want to take them outside, and I just took some Rust-Oleum white spray paint. You can get it at Walmart or any of those hardware stores, and it was about $3.87, something of that nature. And yeah, then what you do is you spread them out evenly, and you just start spraying. You spray a couple good layers of white so that it will cover. I had to do a little bit thicker on some of these red bottles just because the labels had to be left on because they were actually part of the bottle. But with a lot of good layers, you know, it only took 2 layers for the main bottles and then 1 good layer for the other bottles. So the red ones, I had to cover up those labels that were built into the bottles. I guess it was just Young Living's way of signaturizing their products. But yeah, spray it down really good. This one right here, I added a little texture to it. And there they are. They are all spray painted, drying, and ready to go. I would probably give them about 24 hours of just sitting and drying, and then you might want to move them away from the area to which you had painted them on because they might stick to the cardboard. But here they are, perfectly white, ready to go, ready to decorate. And all I did was I just wrapped some ribbon around the neck of the bottles, and I used burlap with a little bit of lace and some string, and then I put some greenery on top of it for this particular one. And there you have it, something very simple. I put 2 of them upstairs, and the rest I had put downstairs with some of my Christmas cards. And I'm just going to show you here a little bit of my display. I clustered them together, added a few sprigs of things from the Dollar Tree, and it really enhanced the mood for Christmas time. Okay, for this second DIY project, I came across this tree from my last yard sale. You saw it in the yard sale, and it just didn't sell, so I decided to keep it and make it a DIY project and put it upstairs in my added bonus room. But it was looking a little bit of the cheap green, if you know what I mean. So instead of it remaining as the Grinch, I decided to give it a little frosted color. And what I did was I took the same Rust-Oleum white spray paint that you can kind of get at your hardware store or at Hobby Lobby, or you can get it at Walmart, whatever. the spray paint on the tree, it'll keep it from turning yellow, because whenever we store them, normally we end up storing them in an attic or someplace like that where heat ends up getting to it, and then it gets cold and hot, cold and hot. And sometimes when you use certain colors, it will tend to fade, or this white color will tend to yellow. But this particular spray paint, it won't yellow. Now, if you want to not just spray it but to add texture, one thing that I saw is that you can actually take two little tubes of white Elmer's glue, and you mix it with an entire can of Dollar Tree men's shaving cream. It's a particular brand. I don't remember the name of it, escapes me, but you can just take that and you fill it up, you stir it all together, and you just put some gloves on and you start rubbing down some of the branches. It will add some clustered texture to it. Then when it dries, you can spritz it down with that white spray paint, and that will give it texture and color as well. And then you can sprinkle it with some cornstarch if you want to do that as well. But for the sake of time, because I have a party coming up on Christmas Eve, I just wanted to be able to spritz this tree down to give it a little bit of a frosted look, and I believe it looks darling upstairs, especially when you wrap some burlap and some white ornaments. I do definitely need to get some white ornaments going on this tree, but I do have a few that I was able to put on it, so that was still okay. But yeah, you can just easily spray this down. Another thing that you could do is you could spray it down with white spray paint, and then you can also get that spray paint that you can find at your hardware store, and it's actually that popcorn sealing speckled spray paint. Just take a little of that, spritz it all over your tree, and voila, you've got some texture on your tree as well. This is perfect. One thing I saw on Pinterest that you could easily do with a tree like this, is spray it down really good and get that texture in it, and then wrap a white boa around the center to fill it in a little bit more. Find some sprigs at the Dollar Tree that are silver and they look like branches. Stick them all in there with some white ornaments and maybe a few woodland creatures type ornaments, and you've got the perfect winterized Christmas tree.